Assalamu alaikum and hello viewers, researcher. Today I'm going to present a new topic. As you can see here, how to select high impact research topic. As many of you know and many of us face difficulties, particularly young researcher, PhD students, master students face difficulties in selecting their topics for their higher studies as well as for long-term goal. I also noticed in social media that many researchers, many students actually ask question how to select a suitable title topics for their research. So I hope this will be useful, this will be helpful for postgraduate students as well as for other researchers to fulfill their long-term goal. These are some of the outlines, brief summary, what I am going to talk in this video. First of all, I will highlight why this research topic is important. Then how to select a suitable topic, some steps, some approaches based on my 25 years of experience, as well as I also attend seminar, events through which basically I have gathered some of the experience. Those experience actually I will be sharing here in selecting a suitable research topics. That is both for short-term and long-term goal. To select a suitable topic, so I will present here top 10 global problems for the next 50 years for the humanity. This is according to one of the Nobel laureate from Rice University. He identified top 10 global problems for the humanity for next 50 years. So here I have analyzed, I have done some work with the help of some of my students. I will present in details about this top 10 global problem. Also, how to identify top researcher, top cited papers, high impact research field. I will provide some of my experience and some of the tools, how to do these things, because this is really very important for us to identify top researcher, top cited paper, high cited paper, high impact research field, so that our research really can give better impact for long-term goal. Topic of prominence, this is actually one of the analyses done by Elsevier, Scopus, some comprehensive analysis. So I'll present some of the slides based on their analysis. I hope this also will be useful. And then 1010 my STIE, this is actually Malaysian practice with one of our Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Mahindran, was involved in preparing this document. So I will share some of the slides in relation with 1010 my STIE and how this will be useful in selecting long-term goal for a country, for a nation. Of course, in selecting topics, in doing research, researchers face challenges, difficulties. So I'll share some of the challenges also at the end of my presentation with some discussion about other matters. So let me discuss a few minutes on the importance of research topics. So first of all, this research topic is very important for higher studies, particularly for masters and PhD students, those who are going to enroll in local, international, and overseas universities. First of all, they need to think their research topics. So it is very important for PhD and master students to select the right topics, how to select the right topic so that it will be impactful, it will be fulfill their long-term goal, their needs, societal need, environmental need, academic need, industrial need, so on. So topic is also important for research grant proposal. As you know, sometimes there are research funding, but Again, this depends on different types of topics, different types of niche area. This is country need, this is global need, this is local need. So when we are going to write a research grant proposal, so research topic is also important. So when also we want to establish some collaboration, we also need certain research area, research topic. So if research topic does not match, so then it is very hard to continue collaboration. So when anyone want to collaborate with us, so first of all, we look for whether the topics expertise are related with us or not. If topics are not related, then it is very hard to conduct research to collaborate with them. So that's why to establish a collaboration, I think this research topic is also important. So when also some researcher want to collaborate with others, first of all, I think you need to check their research area, whether it matches with your research area or not. So for example, you are working in machine learning, but somebody is working in the area of economics, finance, so it does not match. So it does not make sense in this case to collaborate, to discuss collaboration, research collaboration. This happens sometimes through LinkedIn, through Facebook, search. Sometimes researchers directly contact me for collaboration. Actually, when we start discussion, when we see their profile, actually it does not match, and basically this is really not a good approach. Without checking their profile, without checking the similar or mutual interest, I think it is not possible to establish collaboration, because expertise is very important to work in the similar areas. Of course, we are working in the academic area, so academic impact, industrial impact, scientific impact, all these impacts are very important. So for reputation purpose, for ranking purpose, so a topics is really very, very important. So in some of the slides, I'll be sharing this academic impact, citation impact, a little bit more details. Topics are also important when undergraduate students selecting their thesis, capstone, assignment, project. So this may not be that much important, but again, from the very beginning, I mean, if you have target that you will do higher studies, you will be doing research, innovation, I think it is wise for you to start actually from the very beginning when you are writing, when you are working in the area of undergraduate final year thesis, for example, capstone, assignment. So if you have long-term goal that you want to be an academician, you want to be a world-class researcher, you want to solve industrial problem, you want to be an innovative researcher, prolific researcher, I think it is the best time to think what would be your long-term research goal. So certainly, I think this will be, this presentation will guide you, will help you from the very beginning, even when you are at undergraduate students. So these are very important, how to select a suitable topic. So I will have 2 slides on this. So first one will be, I'm focusing with first for a higher study purpose. As many of our students intend to pursue their higher studies in local, national universities, as well as in international universities. So first of all, they need to think what would be their research title, research topics. So it can be in different ways. So I have provided here 3 points. So first of all, it should be your interest, your expertise, meaning that what is your expertise, what you are good at. Very specifically, if you are an undergraduate student, you have completed your first degree undergraduate student. So in this case, for example, you have completed 120 credit hours, 150 credit hours. While doing this, you also have conducted your thesis, and also to me, I think most important thing is that in which area, which subject you are strong, you are very good. For example, your undergraduate results in mathematics is outstanding. So you got all A+. You got all 90% marks in your undergraduate studies, which are related with mathematics. Or let's say someone is very good, very strong at physics. Someone is very good at finance. Someone is very good at computational aspects. So your results are very strong and you have keen interest to work for a long time in this area. This is where you have to focus because this is your strength. You are feeling comfortable. This is your expertise at this stage. Also, if you have conducted some good thesis work, good undergraduate work, good capstone project, good assignment, where you have developed your good knowledge and you feel little bit confident. I think this is the way to select your topics when you are looking for your higher studies. Some of the approaches, or one of the approaches like that, you have strong interest, you have strong results in certain specific area among 120 credit hours. Okay. It also should be based on mutual interest between supervisors and students. When you are going to pursue your higher studies, so you are is one, you are at one side and the supervisor is the other side or other end. So if this does not match, actually it will be difficult. So that's why you need to start to communicate with the supervisor. You share your experience, where you are good at. Mutually try to discuss what is your strength, what is your area, and where your prospective supervisor students is looking for. So in this case, for example, supervisor is looking at topics that you are not good at. So in this case, I think it would be better, it would be good, you start to communicate with the supervisor and try to highlight also that these are the areas I have completed. Okay, these are the areas I have some good results. I have strong interest. I have done some literature study. I have attended some seminars. So I have gained some knowledge. And as a result, I'm very much interested to work with this topic. So basically here, you need to convince the supervisor. That is one thing. At the same time, you need to do some homework. Just simply without doing homework, without checking supervisor's interest, without convincing technically you are capable, I think it will be very hard to convince the prospective supervisors. Okay, so these are some of the ways to convince the supervisors. So in my view, it always will be good that you have good strength in these certain areas. You have done some work, you have done homework, you have attended some seminars, you have some good knowledge on that topics, and also you have strong intention to improve or to learn in this area. Because you are an energetic guy, you have stamina to work in this area. This is the area really I want to work. Somehow you have to convince your supervisor. And sometimes maybe your extra other activities, for example, your IELTS results, your TOEFL results, okay, and maybe some other extra activities actually may help to convince the supervisor. So this is basically the mutual discussion, mutual agreement with the supervisor and the students. Of course, you have to highlight some of your strengths, some of your good work. Topic with the funding support. Okay, so normally the supervisor always will be looking for a student for a specific topics where they are expert. In this case, student maybe because there is a funding, so there will be many students will be applying. Okay, so some students may have expertise in that relevant area, may have some experience. Some may not have. So my point is here, if you don't have relevant expertise experience here, so again, you have gone through your primary education, secondary education, undergraduate studies, particularly thesis studies. So here, if it does not exactly match, so this is where you can link your this 120 credit hours or 150 credit hours. For example, you are very good at mechanics of materials. You are very good at heat transfer. You are very good at thermodynamics results. Again, like point number one. This is the where actually you can convince your supervisor. And if it does not also match that way, you can do some homework. You can prepare a good proposal. You can show that this is the way that I have done some homework. I have keen interest. I really want to work in this area. Okay, so these are the ways to convince, and at the same time, in my view, these are also to improve lifelong learning way. I mean, again, you have gone through primary education, secondary education, undergraduate education. You have basically some fundamental knowledge, basic knowledge. So you also will try to convince the supervisor, and also you try to convince yourself that you will drive yourself, you will motivate yourself, you will work hard. And this is how actually you see that through your study, through your hard work, actually you can, because you already have basic knowledge, enough knowledge to cover maybe in this area. Okay, so when the topic actually does not match, I think still you can do, because you already have sufficient knowledge, background knowledge, basic knowledge in this area. But again, it will depend on you and your supervisors. Okay, so these are the ways to select your topics for your higher studies. I hope up to certain level this may help you. Okay, so this slide is basically particularly for long-term research goal. As you know, we need to publish, we need to file patent, we need to develop product, process, technology readiness level up to certain level. We need to publish in high impact journal. We need to work with the industry. So we need really topics that basically will fulfill all these requirements: academic requirements, scientific requirement, publication requirement, industrial requirement, societal requirement, policy requirements. So all these, so that we can fulfill. So this is actually the purpose, and this should be our main and long-term goal. So that's why I provided here what would be the ways to select research topics for long-term goal. So number one, always look for global grand challenges. So again, you can search. There are also conferences on global grand challenges, hot topics, niche area. Actually, I'll show you some of the approaches, how to find global grand challenge areas, hot topics, niche area, local needs. So I'll show you some of the examples. So if somebody always think, what are the global grand challenges in this area, in my research topics, in my expertise, what are the hot topics, what are the niche area? If you do some homework, if you try to identify some of the approaches I am showing here, if you dig out more, if you go through more, if you spend more time, certainly I'm certain that this will help you to identify research topics for your long-term goal, for your long-term purposes. So one of the ways actually, what are the global top 10 research problems for the next 50 years? So as you know, some researchers, some scientists, some Nobel laureate actually have done this work to make our work easy, to make our life easy, to identify our topics in an easy way. Okay, so I will present that top 10 research problem for next 50 years for the humanity. There are also ways to identify called wow factor. Wow is actually, it should be worldwide. Again, it is in relation with the global grand challenge. We have to solve what are the global major problems, okay, in different areas. And also it should be outstanding and also winnable. Any proposal, any paper, anything you are going to submit, actually it will be winnable. For example, you are looking for a funded PhD program. So your proposal is such that it is solving the world or global outstanding problem, and by seeing your proposal, actually supervisor is impressed, meaning that you win, you got the offer from your supervisor. Okay, so that wow factor, so it is not only your proposal. I think if you address this wow factor for your paper, for your projects, in every aspects of your research, I'm sure that you will be a world-class researcher. It will be an impactful researcher. At the end, you will address this wow factor. Number three, the point number three, topic with high citation impact or academic impact. As you know, all over the world, we are very much aware about the academic reputation, ranking of the universities. So this citation impact is very much relevant. It has quite heavy weightage, 20 to 30% weightage in global ranking. So that's why this citation impact is also important. So it's not only that ranking. I think citation is basically is an indicator of usefulness. Why other people using our work? So it may be very good, very strong to compare their work with our works. Okay, without a strong support, without someone else work comparison, actually it is hard to convince sometimes editor reviewers. And this is the way actually somebody has done some work, some outstanding work, and then we need to improve that. Okay, so that's why we cite their work in the introduction, in result discussion, in developing methodology. So it has quite a huge impact and importance in my view, according to my analysis. So as you can see, research topic has a strong impact on citation impact. So one very good example I have provided here. You see one paper that is the hallmarks of cancer, published in Cell in 2011, which is cited almost 62,000 times. Only single paper, whereas my lifelong citation is close to 52,000. That is for last 25 years, whereas this one single paper is cited 62,000 times. Meaning that, as you can see, this cancer research is actually very high impact research. Medical related research are actually high impact research. I will show you in one of the slides with top-notch journal. Okay, so where you can find a good examples of these research topics. Of course, the national global alignment. So I will give you this 10-10 my STI, that is Malaysian experience. Even though it is Malaysian experience, but it has been developed through global research approaches. So they just did not take only Malaysian consideration. They also consider the global aspect. Where is the global trend? Okay. So when doing the research, I think in addition to global need, I think the national needs also need to be considered. For example, in Bangladesh, ready-made garments is one of the potential area. So, okay, this is also national niche area. And also now globally also, we know this pandemic is a pandemic, disaster, energy storage. So this also should be along with the national niche area, national need, as well as global need. This will make you research world-class, global grand challenges. Certainly this will address your research for long-term goal. And also, as you know, we also should think of latest trend. As you know, machine learning is one of the hot topics. So everybody is talking about this machine learning. Okay, so we also need to be align our research to the latest trend. What are the latest trend? For example, machine learning, Islamic finance, energy storage, blockchain. So again, this will be highlighted in 10-10 my STIE examples. So this is actually the analysis done by Professor R. Smele from Rice University. He is one of the Nobel laureate. Okay, so he has identified through extensive research studies. So these are top 10 global problems for next 50 years for the humanity. Okay, number 1 is the energy. Number 2 is the water. 3 is the food, environment, poverty, terrorism and war, disease, education, democracy, population. Okay, so as you know, I am working in the area of energy. Alhamdulillah, it is one of the top among the top 10 number 1 problem all over the world. Now, you know, due to war with Russia and Ukraine, you see the oil price is in very challenging situation. That is the energy. So energy needs is very important in some countries due to price. Actually now they are in great danger, in problem. For example, in Bangladesh, you know, there are a lot of challenges with this due to the price hike in energy. So a lot of load shedding also involved. People are not getting enough energy, you know, during their for their different activities. Okay, household and industrial activities. As a result, there are some load shedding. Again, this is due to the energy crisis. Okay, so idea is actually these are the broad 10 topics. Certainly, you need to do the homework. I am not expert in each and every field, so I cannot talk each and every field, but to make the things a little bit easier for you, I have done some work along with the help of some of my students. Okay, to help you, to guide you so that how you can select your topics. But most importantly, you need to do your homework the way that I'm going to share with you. If you do your good homework, certainly this will help you to select your topics for your master's thesis, for your master topics, PhD topics, as well as for your long-term goal. Let me start with what are the top 10 global problems in the area of energy. Okay, so I have highlighted here. So this is actually done by one of my PhD student. Actually helped me. I requested him to help me to identify. So he has done some work and he helped me. So these are the top 10 problems on the energy, as you can see. So one of the major problem is the lack of storage, poor distribution, major accidents in natural calamities, unused renewable options, poor infrastructure. So these are actually the top 10 problems. I will not go through, I will not recite, that will not be a good practice. So just idea is to show you these are top 10 problems in the area of energy. So if you want to work in this certain area where you have interest, you have some good preliminary work, you have some good undergraduate results, that may entice you to enter in any of this research work, and then you can go into more deeper, you can dig into more deeper. Okay. And these are, as you know, the water is also one of the major problem, one of the top 10 global problem crisis. Many countries actually does not have water in the desert area, as you know, water scarcity. Okay, so this is one of the major problem. And what are the top 10 problem in the water? These are highlighted here, as you can see. So if you want to work in the area of water, so these are some of the areas, and you need to dig out more, and with some other approaches, actually you can select your suitable topics. And also research is actually a multidisciplinary approach. Okay, so I started research on energy, so then again I link with this energy with the nanomaterials, heat transfer, thermal, many other things also involved. So in a keyword, research is a multidisciplinary approach. So food is also another important area, as you know, now due to war and sometimes drought, flood, you know, there are crises with the food, as you know. Sometimes there is a limited supply of some of certain types of food, vegetables. As a result, price goes up. Okay, so this is another important area that you can do research. So there are top 10 problems has been identified here. If you are interested in this area, if you are good at this area, okay, and if there are some funding with some supervisors, prospective researcher, maybe you can explore more, you can go into deeper in this area. That is basically the idea, as I'm not expert in each and everything, to guide you, to show you. So environment is also another very challenging area. So we need to protect our environment, we need to save our environment. As you know, there are global warming, climate change, drought, okay, pollution, ozone depletion, many environmental related problems are there. This is also a highly potential research area. So if you want to work in this area, so these are top 10 problems. So you can go into more deeper, dig out into more deeper in consultation with your supervisors, with the other team members. Probably you can select a suitable topics that will give you better impact for long-term goal as well. So again, poverty is also another important area. So I will not go through each and every detail. So these are for you to guide you, to show you some of the approaches. I will not show each and every detail, but I am trying to show you some of the ways, some of the approaches, some of the processes in selecting your suitable topics. I hope you understand my intention. Okay, now how to identify top cited paper, highly cited paper, high impact paper, okay, and top researcher, world-class researcher. Because through analysis, it has been already found that these papers are tremendously useful. These are. So meaning that if let's say that paper was 62,000 times cited, that is the hallmark of cancer, it makes sense that this paper is very useful. Why many people use it? There must have some reason. Okay, somebody likes a person, you know, that they gave in social media like 10 million, for example, there must be a reason. There must have some uniqueness there. Okay, so that basically is a topics for research. Okay, why? So it already has been done, okay, through some analysis. So let's look for that. If there are papers in top cited, high cited, highly cited, that area actually will give me an impression, okay, if I work in this area, this will be good for my long-term research, impact research, for other goal, for good funding, strong funding to solve also global grand challenges, and also maybe latest area, niche area. As top researcher, world-class researcher has been done. Again, top researcher, world-class researcher, those who have funding, those who have students, whose papers are highly cited, for example, so if you identify those, actually all those will give you the good guideline. I also always try to say that always follow a good model. It can be a good paper, it can be a good model university, for example, MIT, Harvard, okay, a good high quality paper that is published in Q1 journal or top-notch journal in Science and Nature, follow them. This will help you, this will guide you to do a good research, quality research that actually will fulfill all the requirements. This is one example how to find paper, highly cited paper, top cited paper in Scopus. As you know, Scopus is a database through which we can do a lot of analysis, many analysis. So one of the analysis actually you can do how to identify papers in specific areas, in specific journals, actually, which papers are highly cited, top cited. Okay, so when you put a search word, when you go in a specific journal, actually there is a tab, okay, as you can see, you can search the paper from newest, that is the recently published paper, and also if you can also find the paper from oldest, I think the old paper, by clicking here, over here. So in this case, we want to find paper which are highly cited. So as you can see, cited by highest, cited by lowest. So if you click here, okay, the cited by highest, actually this will give you the paper. Okay, this is the example. So I search using the word energy storage in Scopus, and then I click here, okay, in this button. As you can see here, I click here, highest cited. Okay, this tab I click, and as a result, you see the paper appear. As you can see, papers appear in a descending order. Okay, from highest to lowest cited. As you can see, the last column here. So this is 12,936 times cited, this one paper. Okay, then the second paper is cited 9,449. This is the way to get the highest to lowest cited paper. So it can be through search word, it can be specific journal you can put there. In different way, actually, you need to do practice, trial, and try again. Okay, this will help you to identify a top cited paper, highly cited paper in your specific area, in specific journals as well, in different way. This is actually, as a student, it is your rule to learn and to implement, to practice these things. Okay, through this actually you can identify, actually you see the title of the paper, okay, energy storage, electrochemical energy storage, and also most importantly, you are also looking for top researcher, top cited paper. Okay, so who are the people? Again, as you can see, the Yuri Gogotsi, who invented magazine, actually you see they are working, and also you can see the paper is published in Nature Materials. This is also top-notch journal. I did not show here the impact factor. Certainly, this is a Nature journal and also published by top scientist Yuri Gogotsi. Okay, so certainly this is a top research area, energy storage, electrochemical energy storage with materials. So you can go into deeper into the materials. You can see what are each and every details. Again, this certainly will help you to identify a topic that will give you better impact for long-term and short-term goal. And certainly, as you have seen, the energy storage, this is also among the top 10 global problem. As you know, the renewable energies are intermittent, so energy storage is very much needed. There are many other reasons as well. So this is the way to search through Scopus from highest cited paper to lowest cited paper. This is one of the approach. I hope it is very clear, and you can explore more. You can do your homework to identify paper in your area, particularly by putting your keyword where you want to work, where you have strong interest for long-term goal, for your PhD purpose, for your proposal purpose. Then actually you can help, you can identify a suitable topics for your research. This is another way to identify through Google Scholar, because Google Scholar is accessible to each and everyone. For example, Scopus, many cannot get access because of subscription issue. ISI Web of Science also, all researchers, all university cannot enter there due to subscription issue. University need to pay certain amount of money that is expensive. So that's why Google Scholar is easily accessible, freely accessible. I think most people know this and they are aware. So in Google Scholar, you are trying to find, for example, any specific university. So we know that the MIT is the top universities in the world, one of the top universities like Harvard, Cambridge. Okay, so how to find in the Google Scholar? So you can put MIT, you can put specific university name, and then basically you will see the high top cited researcher too. Then again, it is like a Scopus, as you can see here. So this Noam Chomsky, I think he's a very well-known scientist in the area in his expertise. You see the 460,000 more than that citation, huge citations he has. So this is one approach to identify. Okay, and also you see his research area also you can identify. What is his research area? Linguistic theory, syntax, semantics. Okay, these are the research area, meaning that these are important research area. And you can go in his profile through this, and also in the MIT profile, he's an MIT professor. Okay, you can go and explore his profile, where he published, what are his other research area, many other things. Actually, his profile, through profile, actually you will get a very good impression, and then you can start communication with him if you are interested to work with him. If you have the capability, if you have strong research, okay, if you have some strong finding, if you are an outstanding student, you have CGPA 4 out of 4, your IELTS is 9 out of 9. Okay, your undergraduate, some of the results, for example, in linguistic or heat transfer, 4 out of 4. Okay, you have some extracurricular activities through which you can convince, you can communicate. Okay, so this is the examples of MIT. So if you want to find your local universities, you put the name there, then actually you will find many other researchers as well and their expertise. So if you do a little bit of your homework, critically think how much citation they have, where they are working, and then slowly you dig into their profile, okay, university profile and other profile. Okay, if you put their name also, you can find many other things also, where they published, where they give seminars, talks, what are their proposal. Actually, each and every details you can dig out, and also you can find their email address. You can start communicating with them also to particularly know some of the things that are not known. Okay, maybe you have some questions to ask, maybe you have something interesting to communicate, to discuss. Okay, that is through personal communication. That's why I think the communication skill also important. Anyway, there are other SARS approach I'm highlighting here. So apart from all those, actually, you can go through university organization profile. So if you are interested, for example, University of Malaya, if you are interested, for example, Sano University, okay, so you can go into Sano University's profile, website, so academic side, research side, many things are in the Sano University's website. Okay, so for example, you are looking for research on nanomaterials, so you can go into the research area, then you can see who are working in that area. You can go into dig out into more and each and every details. Okay, so these are through university and organization profile. So it's not only single source, it's not an easy thing. Sometimes you are looking for ready-made answer. It is not like that. That will not give you long-term, that will not fulfill your long-term goal, and that is actually will show your laziness. You are not going to be a competent researcher, and that is not good approach. When you are asking for ready-made answer, anyone can give me what would be the suitable topic. Actually, it is your job to do homework. Okay, other people can give you a little bit of guideline, not extensive guideline that I'm giving you here. So basically, you need to do a lot of homework by yourself so that you are confident what you are going to do. Okay, so personal profile, again, university profile, personal profile, actually in the university website, you can put some keyword in the Yahoo, Google's. Okay, so as a result, you will find papers, you will find researchers, you will find universities. So you need a lot of effort, actually, homework in searching. So you have to know how to search researcher profile, university profile, and so on. Basically, that is an approach I am going to share here. A good search approach that will give you better impact. Also, as you know, the Science Direct, the IEEE Access, all these are top publisher, top publication platform. Okay, so almost 80% of the papers actually you can find in Science Direct. So when you are searching in Science Direct, so actually any paper, any topics, actually you will find a lot of other things also. Paper, affiliation address, their email address, whole paper, content, topics, actually many good things actually you can learn through search in Science Direct, IEEE Access, and so on, other platform. Okay, actually it will help you to identify your topics, who are working in this area, their email address. You can start communicating with them, you can start discussing with them. It will solve also our research problem. Okay, Yahoo, Google, these are the search engine. Basically, you have to know, you have to put your keywords, what you are looking for. Are you looking for a specific researcher, any specific research topics? You put that keyword through that, actually many results will come out. Then you scrutinize and what you are looking for. Personal contact through friends, relatives, and students. As I mentioned, when you got the email address, you can contact by that email. So that's why communication skill also very much important. And most importantly, in this case, sometimes other than all those approach, actually, if you know your friend, somebody is working with certain supervisors, professors, I think you can make a link through your friend to that supervisor. Okay, maybe relatives, students working there. Okay, so you start to discuss and make a good relationship with the students of that supervisor. Okay, maybe it is easy to make some communication, some discussion, some research interest. And when you have good relationship through that students, probably you can directly communicate with the supervisor, or also you can request that student to discuss with the supervisor. So these are also some indirect approach through which actually you can communicate with the top researcher, your intended topics where you want to work. Okay, so all those are the ways to identify top researcher, highly cited paper, but there is also specific definition of highly cited paper. This is according to Claribet, ISI Web of Science. Previously, it was known as Thomson Reuters. Actually, they analyze papers published in Web of Science, top 1%. Okay, so in 21 research field, they identify through their specific method, which are top 1% cited in specific field out of 21 field. For example, I'm working in the area of energy, okay, science, technology. In this area, there are around 6,000 plus top cited researchers identified. So similarly, other 21 areas, actually, this Claribet Web of Science, through essential science indicator, every year they identify top 1% highly cited paper. So this is again not easy thing for some of the researchers to identify, because your university must subscribe ISI Web of Science. Not only Web of Science, there is also another specific features called essential science indicator. So I was in King Fahd University. They subscribe. As a result, I easily can identify highly cited paper. I am also working with Lancaster University, so I have access with the Lancaster University, but they don't have that essential science indicator. So I also cannot identify which papers are top 1%. So university research organization actually need this essential science indicator in addition to this Web of Science. Then only this can be identified. But how to solve this problem? Again, through collaboration. So I also have collaboration. I also through collaboration, actually, I can identify where our highly cited papers are for the analysis. Different times, as you can see, I also post in Facebook, LinkedIn that some of our works are highly cited. So this is actually basically through our collaboration. That's why collaboration is also important for our research to identify topics, to do some of the analysis. Okay, so basically it is not an easy task for some of the researchers, because it involves huge money okay, need to pay huge money to subscribe this database, essential science indicator. Then only this will be accessible to the researcher. Okay, but that's why I brought Google Scholar, Scopus, and some other ways to identify top researcher, highly cited paper apart from this essential science indicator. This is another way to see how we can identify top papers. As you know, there are top-notch journals. As you can see, impact factors are extremely high. Okay, so if you look for the paper, again, this paper is also may be available in Google Scholar. Okay, in some other ways, you can find some of the papers. And again, through collaboration, probably you can solve some of your problem. As you can see, cancer research. So one of the paper I showed you, hallmark of cancer, that was cited almost 62,000 times, one single paper. That was research on cancer. As you can see, cancer research related research, medical related research are highly cited. This is the highest impact factor journal, okay? Cancer journal for clinicians, okay? New England journal, okay? So these are top-notch journals. So which papers in your relevant area published, which topics actually to get some flavor, some smell, okay? In your research areas also. These are the another ways actually. What are the top-notch journals, which papers are published? Actually, you can search. Maybe you cannot download the paper, but you can search, you can get actually some keywords, some abstract, and maybe some other way, sometimes in the researcher gate also, and also some papers are also in institutional repository, you know, the author's final version actually can be downloaded, okay, according to international license agreement. This is where our paper, my paper also actually deposited repository in Lancaster University. I think all university has this this option. Okay, so different way actually we can download the papers, and as I mentioned also through collaboration also, and we can write sometimes also directly to the researcher. Okay, hello researcher, I'm working in this area. Your paper is very interesting. It is very useful. It would be great help for my research if you send me this paper through email attachment. Okay, so this journal ranking, I don't have much time, and that is also not the scope today. I have prepared another topics, that is writing high impact journal with a better impact actually in my YouTube channel. Please explore and go through to understand the ranking of the journal, how journals are ranked. That ranking also will help you to identify topics, okay, those which are highly ranked journal, number 1, number 2, number 3 in your specific area. And you look for the papers, suitable papers in that top ranked journal. I think that also will help you to identify some good topics in your specific areas. This is a topic of prominence. This has been analyzed by, as you can see, Elsevier, Scopus databases. So as you can see, there are horizontal axis, there are vertical axis. These are basically impact with growth. Okay, so at the bottom here, low growth, low impact. Okay, what are this field? Okay, here arts and humanities, mathematics. Okay, low impact but high growth, neuromedicine. High growth, high impact, energy. This is where, as you have seen, I also did some of my homework, and I was also fortunate to work with the team from the very beginning in the area of energy. As you can see, impacts of some of my work, some of my papers also highly cited. Okay, so these are basically top high growth, high impact. This is not my analysis. This is analysis through actually data. Again, these types of analysis also was done to develop that 1010 my STIE. So it is not a simple document. That is also an impressive document. So that's why some sorts of analysis actually will be very useful. So to make your analysis to identify topics, actually I made some, I got some of this strong analysis, as you have seen, done by Scopus, Elsevier. Okay, so as you can see, these are the areas. Okay, high growth, high impact, low growth, high impact. Okay, so this is again you need to do the homework and where you want to work. So certainly I would strongly recommend those who are in the relevant area, you work in the area of energy. A lot of challenges are there, and this is high growth, high impact. As you have seen, Yuri Gogursi also working in this area. Okay, this is again topic of prominence. Okay, so these are actually computer science, mathematics, physics. So these are actually called topics of prominence. This is done by LCBR. So these types of analysis also, maybe there are some other analysis also available in search engine you can find, and that basically will help you to identify very strong, interesting topic that will give you better impact for your future growth. Okay, now I'll be talking about another analysis. This is called 10-10 My STIE. Okay, so what is My STIE? So 10-10, actually there are 10 topics, 10 socio-economic drivers and 10 science and technology drivers. Based on that, they put it 10-10. 10 horizontal drivers, 10 vertical drivers. My STIE. So Malaysian Science, Technology, Innovation, Economy Framework. This is developed by Academy of Science and one of my colleague, Professor Mahindran, our Deputy Vice Chancellor at Sano University. He was involved. Okay, to me, this document is very impressive. So again, it is like LCBR, Scopus, they did research, they did analysis, they did actually they maintained the global standard to develop this document. This is really impressive documents to guide us actually where we need to work. Okay, so as you can see, 10-10 My STIE, you see. So at these are horizontal axis, 10 drivers. These are called socio-economic drivers. One of them is energy, business, culture, medical and science, water and food, education. So there are 10 socio-economic drivers. I will put it the better slide in the next slide. Okay, this is just to show. This is horizontal bar, horizontal axis. Okay, this is number 10. So that's why it is 10. Okay, at the vertical axis, as you can see, 5G, 6G, sensor technology. These are technology, science and technology drivers. These are socio-economic drivers. Okay, these are science and technology drivers. 10 socio-economic, 10 science and technology drivers. That's why it is called 10-10 My STIE. Now, let me show you 10 socio-economic drivers. What are these? Again, this will help you to focus, to align with your national needs, and also it's not only for national needs. Actually, they also did the work in relation with the global grand challenges. They have done all types of research and analysis to come out with these policy documents. That's why I say it is impressive. I have gone through and I found it. This is really an impressive document because many people involved, many research were done, and these are also top people. They are also scientifically strong, policy-wise also strong. Many people involved in this preparing in these documents. Okay. So what are these 10 socio-economic drivers? Those are the horizontal bar, as you can see. Number 1 is the energy. Number 2 is business and financial services, culture, arts, tourism, and each and every details are there. I don't have time. This is actually the reason because I'm going to upload, and as a result, you can dig out, you can read, you can spend huge amount of time. You can do research on your specific topics that you are interested. Okay, so there are these 10 actually socio-economic drivers. Please read them. Please do the homework. Please go through each and every details. Please do little bit more research for your needs to identify suitable topics for your research purpose, for your proposal, for many other purposes as I highlighted. These are 10. These are, as you can see, vertical axis, 10 science and technology drivers. Okay, so 5G and 6G technology, sensor technology, 4D, 5D printing, advanced materials. This is where we are also working. You see, one socio-economic driver is the energy, and then science and technology is actually in the area of advanced materials. So you see, this is how we did also our homework, particularly when I was doing my research. Actually, I also did some of my homework where actually papers are highly cited, where actually people are working in my area. I also did homework actually who are the top in my research area. This is how also I tune my research from household appliances to this energy, energy efficiency, energy storage, with the advanced nanomaterials. Okay, certainly I did some homework, and as a result, now you see our impact, our growth, and you see overall our performance. Okay, so these are the 10 science and technology drivers. Where is your interest? If you are at the sensor technology, you go and dig out, you do homework, you do research. Where you want to work, and you search, you find the prospective supervisors, you find papers, you find highly cited papers. Okay, so this basically will help you to identify a long-term research topics that will give you the impact, societal impact, industrial impact, academic impact, and fulfill your all requirements. Okay, so how to find this paper, how to download this paper? Actually, it is freely available. This is the link. Okay, it is available in Academy Science Malaysia. Okay, so through this website, please download this paper, this policy document, read and go in each and every details. Actually, it's not only selecting topics, also how to overcome some of the challenges. For example, how to overcome collaboration. Okay, how to establish work with others to solve problem. Actually, it is an impressive, comprehensive documents. All researchers, all policymakers should read these documents. It's not only for Malaysia. I think this is a document useful for global research, scientific community, policymakers. Okay, so in Web of Science, basically there are actually 21 research fields. So science, technology, maths, all these are defined. So please, you can go through in that way. Also to identify your topics in respective areas. So I'm in the science and engineering, you may be in psychology, you may be in health science. Okay, so all these are in that 21 fields categories. Actually, you can identify your topics according to that. This is just to give you some ideas. Okay, so far I have discussed how to select the topics. Of course, there are always challenges. Okay, so one of the problem is that when researchers want to do research, master's, PhD, or they are going to start their research, sometimes they are looking for something perfect solution. That's wrong. Nobody is perfect. You cannot be perfect, but we can aim to be continuously improve. That should be our goal. Okay, always raise your bar. Okay, always improve. That's why it is sometimes called continuous quality improvement, CQI. That should be our goal. We cannot be perfect. Okay, that is actually a difficult thing. So when you are doing research, when you are doing your master's, PhD, don't look for perfection. It is not possible. Okay, try to improve continuously, meaning that when you are selecting a topic, so you may not be able to select perfect topics. That's why time to time, I mean, improve. You have done your master's, okay, you have done work in certain areas, you have some knowledge. So now you want to improve slowly. So you want to go beyond your capability so that you can extend. I give the real example. So I started my research, PhD and master's on household appliances. As you know, this is not that high impact topics, but it does not matter because this PhD and master's is a training. I cannot do everything. I am not also perfect. So what I did, I gained some knowledge in the area of energy, energy efficiency, energy policies, okay, some experimental work, some technical things. And then slowly from household appliances, I extend my boundary to industrial energy efficiency. Then also I provided some recipes there. I put there nano recipe, nano materials on energy efficiency, on solar, thermal. This is how I extend my boundary a little bit more. And also research is a multidisciplinary. We should not specifically focus only a specific, very small area. Because research is a multidisciplinary. As you see, I'm a mechanical engineer. Now I also work on materials, heat transfer, some policy related, okay? Because we have studied many subjects. So we have basic knowledge. So we can continuously improve. That is actually the purpose of lifelong learning. Learning never ends. And that should be actually the characteristics of scientists or researchers or students of 21st century. They should be a good lifelong learner. You have 50% knowledge, you have 60% knowledge through your previous study. Now you need to improve. You will not find perfectly that will match. You need to improve further. You need to learn. You need to address you need to go through lifelong learning process through different way. As I mentioned, how I have improved from household appliances. So my base foundation is there. Energy, I'm still working in the energy efficiency. Okay. Then I extended to industrial, meaning is for broader impact. I put some high impact topics, latest trend, hot recipe like nanomaterials. This is how I tune my research and continuously improving and working also, learning from others as well. Follow some good model also. Never over dream also. When you are doing research, okay, so you try to do something, 10 years problem within 1 year or within your PhD. So it should not be like this. So if your program is for 3 months, for example, you are aiming for a paper, high impact paper, 3 to 4 months. So your objectives, your goal should be such that you can achieve within that 3 to 6 months. If it is your PhD work, so your dream should be within that boundary. Don't make your dream for 10 years, 20 years. Yes, that is okay, but that must be achievable. Okay, that is what I call never over dream. Dream is okay, but among that dream, what is possible? What is maybe that dream you put your boundary? Okay, I want to do this during this 10 months. I want to do this during these 3 years. I want to do this for my life long. Sudden change in topic. This happens sometimes, and this is very difficult issue. This is a problematic issue. This may be due to supervisor, maybe student. So this happens. So how to overcome this? This is actually not good thing. So that's why from the very beginning, I think supervisor students need to be very careful, and particularly in our case, since we are experienced, we know if after 1 year a topic is changed, actually it is not good for supervisor, it's not good for students. But some supervisor do this, some students also do this because they don't have confidence, they don't have, that's why you have not done this homework. If you have done this homework, I'm sure that your topics should not be changed, will not be changed. If it is really inevitable, need to be changed, I think again, in consultation with the supervisor also need to students for the some really need to change, can be, but again, you need to learn, you need to see the overall scenario, how long it will take, why need to change. So, and also again here, probably you can do your homework, where you are good, whether you really can do these things or not. Okay. So it is really difficult things. It should not be actually once a certain period of time is gone. It should not be after 2 years. It should not be after 3 years. Okay, within 2 to 3 months, within 6 months, it should be reasonable. Again, to cater you scientific community, I have created this YouTube channel. So I'm constantly uploading the content every week. Okay, so please share, subscribe, make comments also if there need to be improved. Okay, if you find something good, unique also, and particularly you can find through this search word, and please try to disseminate to the other research community so that others are benefited. As you know, to develop, to prepare every video, actually 8 to 10 hours time is needed. This is not only me, many other YouTuber also who actually upload video, actually, the preparing, planning, editing. As you have seen, I have get help from some of my students also, my experience, I did homework. So it needs a lot of time. So I tried my best also to provide here rich content. So I alone cannot share. So please, I seek your, this is my humble request, please share for the benefit of scientific community, because all contents are free of charge. Okay, so please share so that you also can get the benefit. Certainly, Almighty will give you the benefit for your every good work. So these are our PhD work at Sano University at Research Center for Nanomaterials and Energy Technology. It is highly popular. Those who want to work with us, there are funding. I think there will be a new call for PhD studentship with full funding. Okay, so we strongly encourage to explore more about this. You can contact us also if somebody is interested to work with us for our PhD program. Okay, in this area. So as you can see, our Sanoye University has some unique things. As you can see, according to Talent Bank, actually, our Sano University's graduates are #1 in terms of graduate employability. So I'm here, I know many of the good things. So if not good, certainly I would not be here. So as you have seen also, we have built an impressive lab here at our research center. So we have School of Engineering and Technology now, new programs in the engineering, chemical engineering, Bachelor of Chemical Engineering, Bachelor of Electrical Engineering, some other programs are coming. And actually, this is a dual degree program with Lancaster University. As you can see, by enrolling in this Bachelor of Engineering, actually, you will get a master degree certificate with Lancaster University with the same price, 2 degrees with 1 price. Okay, so this is really unique degrees. Okay, so as you know, the Lancaster University is one of the top universities in UK. Okay, so thank you for your attention, for your time. I hope this will be useful. I also would like to thank 2 of my students who are constantly helping me in this preparation of some of the contents as I highlighted. Okay, I hope this will be beneficial for all researchers. May Almighty bless us all, give us the capability to understand this content so that it becomes useful and also to disseminate knowledge to the others. Again, thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.